Good Sunday evening to everyone. On today, Cooking with Renita, we're going to have a scrumptious meal for you. Today we're going to do apple baked pork chops, green beans with fresh potatoes, cornbread, rice and gravy. And for dessert, we're going to have my New York style cheesecake with strawberries and whipped cream on the side. So let's get cooking. As you can see, I have just 2 normal cans of green beans, but you can do fresh if you prefer. But if it's easier for you, you can do the can. Just make sure that you drain all the fluid off of it because of the high sodium content in it. I usually do my cornbread from scratch, but since today we're going to make it easy for the beginners, we're going to do corn kit. And you're just going to follow the basic recipe that's on the back and add a few little simple tips, which I'll show you during the cooking demonstration. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start my green beans because it takes a little bit longer to get the seasoning in there. So, I have my knife. I have some ham that I'm going to take, and I'm just going to take a couple of pieces of ham. Or you can take bacon or turkey bacon if you prefer, just to give it flavor. So I'm taking the ham and I'm just cutting it into bite-sized pieces, as you can see. As I said, you can use turkey bacon, regular bacon, ham, fat, salt joe, whatever you prefer to put in your beans. At this time, I just prefer to have ham because I have it available. So I'm going to put the ham into my pot. And I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to let it get hot. I have here what you call some garlic oil. So what I did was I just took a few cloves of garlic, put it in a round cake pan or a black skillet, which is simply some purple hull garlic. And what you'll do is you'll just break it open and take it out the shell, as you would do normal garlic when you're peeling it. And you'll put it in a pan or a skillet or whatever. Pop it open. Put it in a pan or a pot such as this. Put some oil over it and put it inside the oven and let it roast until you smell the aroma. Once it's cooked down, then you can get any kind of olive oil, regular oil. You put it in your cafe like this, and then you just put the oil on top. And you have garlic infused. It gives your food much more flavor. So I'm just going to add a little oil to this ham. And then, as you can see, I have an onion, a half an onion right here. I'm going to chop up this onion. And you can put as much onion as you like. And I try to cut mine. I like to cut my onion medium size. And I'm going to put that in with my ham as it's sauteing. And I'm going to let the onion cook down until it's translucent. So now I got my onion and my ham together. And I found this cute little tool. It's a potato peeler. And what you do is you finally take the gall out. Put it on your finger if you're left-handed or you're right-handed, but as you can see, I'm left-handed. And you just take it and you just peel. See how simple that is? I found it at this kitchen utensil place that I go to. And it's just one of the best tools you can use. Just simply guide over the potato. Takes the hull up. I get like 3 potatoes because my family prefer a lot of potatoes in their food. So you're just gonna take these in one once you get it peeled real good. You're going to rinse it out. And I cut it down the middle. And I have white potatoes. And I'm just going to dice them. Right here I have about 4 potatoes because I'm feeding quite a few folks. Sunday dinner is the place where everybody like to come for Renitas. So I'm doing about 4 potatoes because I have a lot of people that's coming over today. So the more people, the more food of course you have to. But if it's just you and a loved one, you can do 1 can. If it's just dinner for 2, you can do 1 can. If it's dinner for 4, you can do 2 cans. If it's dinner for 6 or 7, of course you'll do more cans. Just so you keep washing your potatoes. You cut them in chunks. And it's so easy and simple to do. And then you take these potatoes and you're going to put them in this skillet with your hands. And you're going to let all of these flavors just come together. I have 2 more potatoes. I'm just going to go ahead and peel these with a knife because it's a little bit quicker than that potato peeler. If you could be here and smell the aroma, I wish you had smell-o-vision. On here, I have a cousin that lives out of town, and every time that I would write him, I would always tell him, here's your smell-o-vision for the day. So I would describe to him what I'm cooking, and I could say, just close your eyes and imagine smelling it. And he would just crack up because he'd say, I wish I was there because you're making me hungry. So this is a shout out to my cousin Mike J. I wish he was here so you can smell this good aroma that's going around. So once again, I'm just chopping these potatoes. And if you see a bad spot on your potatoes, you can just carve it out. And once these potatoes get to cooking, I'm going to add a little garlic powder, onion powder, a little chicken base. I have some chicken base, which is Tones. I get this from Sam's. But you can go to any local grocery store and get the Knott's beef base, chicken base, or tomato base. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a spoon. And I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of chicken base. And I'm going to stir this around with my onions, my potatoes, my ham. And this is what it's going to look like. And you're just going to let that cook down a little bit. And then we're going to add about a cup of water. So I'm taking my green beans as I told you earlier. And I'm going to pop the can off of them. Rinse it out first. You never put the whole of your potatoes down the sink because it will cause you trouble. I learned that the hard way. So I'm just going to take all of this and throw it in the trash. So now that I got my green beans, I'm popping them open. And I'm going to drain all the juice off of them. 2 more cans since I said I was cooking for a lot of people today. So I got 2 more cans I'm going to open up. And I'm going to do the same thing. It has such high sodium content. I really prefer fresh green beans, but everyone is not accustomed to eating fresh green beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these canned string beans taste a little more fresh. Rinse all of that off. I'm just going to run some water over this. And just kind of let the water run over it. Kind of toss it with your hands so you can get all of that sodium content water that's in there. And then you're just going to rinse it out. So I'm going to add about 2 cups of water. So, and that's going to have a chicken flavor because I did put chicken base in it. So that's 1 cup. Might need to do 3 cups because I did open more green beans. So we're doing 3 cups of water. And we're going to add a little Tony Saturates. We're going to add, I'll say about a tablespoon of onion powder. And we're going to stir that up. And of course, you never can have too much of garlic. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of garlic. I use accent, but you don't have to. So I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of accent. And I'm just going to stir all of that in. And I'm going to bring this water to a boil before I add my green beans to let that seasoning soak in there really, really good. So while we're waiting for the green beans to cook, we're going to turn my skillet on and we're going to get it really, really hot. And I'm going to use a little garlic olive oil that I made. As I explained to you earlier, gives the food such good flavor. So we're going to use about 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to get some additional oil. And we're just going to throw enough oil in here to fry our pork chops. So I'd say about a ½ cup. And we're going to let that skillet get really, really hot. And I have some big, nice, juicy center cooked pork chops right here. And I'm going to take these pork chops. I've already rinsed them off. And I'm going to take these pork chops and I'm going to season them really well. I'm going to season them with my accent, my Tony Saturates, a little bit of onion powder. garlic powder. So I'll take my onion powder, and we're just gonna season to taste. And you know how you like your meat seasoned. If you like if you like it highly seasoned or lowly seasoned, but since everyone's in a health, we're gonna keep it down to a bare minimum today. And you're gonna season on both sides of your meat. You can be kind of generous. Gonna add this Tony Chachere's to it, or you can use season all, whatever you prefer. I just prefer Tony Chachere's. It's starting to smell good in here, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I don't forget my accent. You just add a little bit more flavor in it. So these are the 4 main ingredients that I use. And I'm going to put these back up. I always try to keep my kitchen as clean as possible when I'm cooking. And then I have my spice rack right here. So I also add just a touch of cinnamon. And I'm going to add like a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon on these pork chops. And flip them over. Just a little bit of cayenne pepper, just to taste. And you can always get a little water. Make sure it's hot. My water's coming to a boil. We're going to get a top to add to this. I think it's going to stop. It's the high today. Oh. I have flour right here. I'm just going to take my pork chops and I'm just going to dredge them in my flour. On each side, excuse me. And I take each one and dredge it in the flour. And make sure it's coated really good. And then you're going to shake the excess off. Then you're going to rinse your hands. And you're going to take your pork chop. You see that, hear that sizzle? You're going to put your pork chops in there. You don't want to overcrowd it, so I'm just going to put these 2 in there for right now and let them start cooking, and then I'll finish the others. So my water is boiling for my green beans. So now we're going to add the green beans in. And I have a wooden spoon here. gonna slowly add my green beans to my boiling water. Yes, that looks really good. So we added all the green beans, and we're gonna wash our bowl really well. So now that we got this all together, we're gonna wipe everything down really good. Make sure we wash our hands. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the cornbread according to directions. And the directions on the corn kit says simply add 1 egg, 2/3 cups of milk. Because I'm feeding a lot of people, I'm gonna do 2 packages. So I add my 2 packages of cornbread mix. Now because I'm adding 2 packages, I'm going to double the recipe. So I'm going to add 2/3 cups of milk twice. And instead of 1 egg, I add 4 eggs to make it a little bit more fluffier and lighter. So if you're doing 1 pack of cornbread, you'll add 2 eggs. But if you're doing 2 packs of cornbread, you'll add 4 eggs. And that's just to make your cornbread a little bit more lighter and fluffier. And so with that, then you'll go and add some sugar to taste. I add about 1/4 of a cup. And we're just going to beat that in really good. And we're going to check on these pork chops over here. And they're browning really nicely. And we're cooking them on medium to high heat. So we don't want to dry them out. So I take my egg, my cornbread mix, and my sugar, and I just mix that all together first. And then I'm slowly going to add in my 2/3 cups of milk. You can add milk, you can add buttermilk. I'm going to use buttermilk today. But you can use milk. If you don't have milk, you can use water. So I'm doing 2/3 cups. So that's 1/3, that's 1. That's 2/3. Now remember, I did 2 packs. So I need to do it twice. So now I'm just going to stir this really, really well. And mix all of this cornbread up. And just make sure that I whip it really, really well. I usually make it from scratch, but if you make it from scratch, you use equal parts flour, equal parts cornmeal. So if you're making a pan, like this, you'll use 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cornmeal. You'll add sugar to taste. You'll add about 3 eggs. You'll add a 1/4 cup of liquid twice. Add a little pinch of baking powder to give it to rise, about a teaspoon. And you just stir, stir, stir. Put a little jiggle in it and just stir it up real good. Now, let me tell you about my trusted friend. I love, every house should never be without a cast iron skillet. I love it. It bakes cakes good. It bakes cornbread good. But if you don't have a cast iron skillet, then you can bake it in muffin pans, loaf pans, or just a regular baking pan. So, I have regular oil, and I'm just going to take about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And I'm just going to move that all the way around. And I have my oven on 350 degrees. And I'm going to put my skillet in there. And I'm going to let that oil get as hot as it can. And when I put it in here, it should make this cornbread sizzle a little bit. So now that we are waiting for everything to get cooked, I'm going to check on my green beans and see how they're doing. I have my little slotted spoon right here. I'm going to rinse all of this off. And I'm just going to give these a good stir. And as you can see all the potatoes, the ham. It's just good. Now I have some rice that's already made on the stove, but I love to use basmati rice because it has a nice aromatic smell. It's similar to jasmine rice, but if you don't, you can also use just regular parboiled rice. And what you'll do is you'll do, for 2 people, you'll do 1 cup of rice because rice in itself expands. But if you're going to do it for a multitude of people, like I'm going to cook for about 6 to 7 people today, so what I'll do is I'll do 4 cups of rice to 4 cups of water. And I'll rinse my rice really good to rinse all the acidity off of it. Then I'll put my water and my rice together and bring it to a high boil. Once it starts boiling, then I'll take my rice off for about 3 to 4 minutes. Rinse it under really hot water. Then put it back on low, put the cap over it, and let it finish cooking. So my pork chops are cooking really nicely and well. As soon as this finishes cooking, I'll put my other one in. If you have any questions or anything that you would like for me to cook, just hit me on my email at renita.smith@gmail.com and tell me what you'd like me to feature on Renita. Once again, my email address is renitaysmith@gmail.com. Please feel free to leave comments, and I'll be much obliged to cook some of your favorite meals. So now that we got this cornbread looking good and scrumptious, I always taste my batter just a little bit because you can taste the sweetness in it. That's sweet enough. My oil should be hot in just a few minutes. So what I do is I do get a plate and put a paper towel in it to soak up some of that oil from the pork chop. golden brown and crispy that is. And now I'm gonna put the other one in. And I'm just gonna sit that up there and rest. And I'm gonna start cleaning up while I'm waiting for my oil to get hot in that skillet. So I hope everybody had a great Sunday evening. It's always good to go to church and praise the Lord, or just have family time on Sundays and come home to a good, nice, hot Sunday meal. You know how in the old days your grandparents would cook and have the whole family over? I have my family over every day. So now that I'm keeping my kitchen clean, I'm putting my utensils up, my onions up. We're gonna turn this here pork chop over now because it's the only one in here, so we don't want it to burn. And we're gonna look at this skillet. My grease should be really hot now. And I'm gonna pour some of this grease in there. And you see how it's bubbling, making the grease cornbread bubbled up? That means it's at the right temperature of hot. So I'm gonna set the skillet on top of this towel because I don't want to burn my countertop. And I'm just going to add my cornbread mix. And I'm going to scrape the bowl. Now I'm going to increase my oven. My oven was on 350, but I'm going to increase it to 400 to allow the cornbread to cook. And this is a really quick and simple dinner, and it's a fulfilling dinner because you have your vegetable, you have your starch, and you have your protein. So once this pork chop finishes cooking, we're going to drain some of this oil, and I'm going to make some brown gravy. My husband don't prefer rice. He's a potato man himself. But I love rice. I just think that rice goes with everything. I can eat it every day. But today he's going to have to eat rice. So while we're waiting for this pork chop to get done, if y'all have any questions, once again, my email is renita@gmail.com. Just feel free to ask me any questions you have or give me any comments on how you think that I may improve the store. And once again, I need everybody to please subscribe to my channel, to my YouTube channel, Renita's at YouTube. Please, if I get I need 1,000 hits, people. I know that y'all will love my food. Just please subscribe. I will be very much happy because I love to do what I'm doing. So, once again, please subscribe to my channel, Renita. So, the green beans are cooking. This pork chop is finally almost done. And it's a pretty golden brown color. So we're going to take this pork chop and should be done. You just have to cook it to golden brown. So you cook it maybe about 5 to 10 minutes on each side, which it has been cooking about that length of time. And we're going to drain it, and we're going to put it on this plate with the other. And I'm going to drain some of this oil into this pan that I have on the side right here. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of grease, maybe about a fourth of a cup maybe. This is very crucial to most cooks that do not know how to make perfectly brown gravy. So as I said, I took a fourth cup of oil. And I'm taking a tablespoon of flour. And I'm putting it in the hot oil. 1 tablespoon of flour. 2 tablespoons of flour. 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm doing 3 because I'm cooking for a lot of people. So I take that same tablespoon and I just stir until the gravy is, till the flour is incorporated in the oil and it's smooth. Remember, I do have a pan over here with oil in it that I drained out. So if this flour and oil mixture looks like it's too thick, you just add a little bit more oil until you see it smooth out. And it's smoothing out. You see how smooth that is? And in order to stop the browning process on gravy, so it won't burn, you can add onions in it, and that'll give it lots more flavor. So now that I'm just sitting up here letting that brown, I'm going to add some black pepper to it. Just put some in my hand. And I'm going to sprinkle some black pepper. And I'm going to do, like I said, be sure and keep some beef base in your house at all times. I'm going to add a little beef base. That'll help give it flavor. And you're going to have to add any more salt. And then you're going to just stir that in. And you can cook your gravy as dark as you want it. I like a dark gravy, so therefore I'm just letting it cook. And it's still smooth. Right here, and I'm going to turn my fire down. Now, if the camera can come in a little closer, you see how dark that is? It's not burnt, but yet it's that nice golden kind of dark color. So now I'm going to use my measuring cup and get my water on.